Hello students, in today's video, we will be revising the writing skills that you have studied last year and you also will be doing it this year. So since you have already done it, we'll just revise through some of the writing skills. Now in your textbook, when you look at this table, you will find this in your textbook as well. It's on your left page just before the first chapter. Okay, so An Astrologer's Day is your first chapter. So just on your left hand side of that page, you will find this table, and this table gives you the writing skills that is followed after every chapter in your textbook. So once we finish discussing how these writing skills should be dealt with, okay, how you have to write these writing skills, you can go to the respective chapters and check the writing skills that is given and practice with those sample writing skills which are already in your textbook. Okay. So the first writing skill that we will be looking at today is speech writing. Now, what is speech? Speech is a formal talk that you deliver to a particular audience. Okay. Now, your speech should have the capacity of holding the attention of your audience. Okay, that is, your audience should be interested in listening to you and your words. So you have to choose your words very carefully. Your expressions must be good, and you should also give relevant examples. Now, sometimes what happens is in this flow, we sometimes move away from the topic or we deviate from the topic. So that should not happen. You have to give the examples and choose the words in line with what you're talking about. Okay. And the next thing that you need to remember is when you start your speech, you have to address the audience and you have to end your speech by, thanking the audience because you're speaking to them. Okay. So there is a format for writing a speech. That is, you have to begin with the heading of the speech. Then you have to give the introduction to the topic. You have to express your views about the topic. Then you can also highlight advantages and disadvantages on the topic that you're speaking about. And then you can conclude your speech by giving some suggestions or message or advice to the audience. And again, as I said, you have to then later on thank the audience or the students that you are speaking to for their support. Now, you have to remember two things when you're writing speech. That is, who are you writing the speech for? Like, whom are you addressing? Okay, are you addressing your college students, or are you addressing a group of people or community members or something like that, depending on the topic that you're given? Okay, so you have to write your speech accordingly, according to your audience. Okay, who they are and what your speech is going to be about. What is the topic? So the main points and the order of importance you have to, in the order of importance, you have to write the points of the speech. Okay. So in that way, the flow of the speech should be in correct order. Then you have to note a particular thing, that is, it is important to note that the written speech should consist of small sentences. Do not just make very long sentences or very short sentences, but your sentences should have not more than 10 to 12 words. So in that way, you can give a nice movement to your speech. Then how do you start your speeches? You greet your audience, you introduce the topic that you are going to speak on. Okay, the introduction part of the speech is the most important because here is where you're going to tell your audience what you're going to speak about and get their attention. So it is this part which decides the impact of the speech. So it should not be very lengthy. Okay, the introduction. Then the main topic should be taken up as quickly. So just don't go on introducing. Immediately after you finish your introduction, start with the main topic. Then use simple and familiar language. No need to use difficult words or sentences which will be difficult for the audience to understand. Also, the conclusion plays an important role in the success of a speech. And then after you finish your speech, at the end, you have to write thank you. Now, as I said, there's a format. So heading is first thing. So the heading should be catchy, not more than 5 to 6 words. And you can write a creative heading. Okay, just make sure that you do not give a lot of time to the heading, thinking about it in your exam. Okay, then you have to start your speech with the opening line, that is salutation. You salute the members, good morning everyone, principal, teachers, and my dear friends, if you're speaking to a school gathering or something like that. So according to the audience, you will write your opening line. Then your introduction is important thing. Then the topic. Now you have to write this in your exam. Okay, so do not mention your personal details over here. So don't mention your name, your school name, etc. in the opening line. Okay, they will already give you a topic. Okay, and then you have to use those details only. Don't add any other details. Then example like I said you have to open your lines with salutation. So how will you say respected principal, teachers, and my dear friends? Today there'll be a name given to you in the question. Okay, if they don't have the name, then you can just write today I stand before you to speak to you all on the topic educating the child or protecting girls or education is the main main tool to have a better nation, something like that. Okay, so the given topic will be there, so you have to mention that topic, or you could start with a quote. Okay, if you know a relevant quote to the topic, then you can even use that. Okay, and in the body it is the main part of your writing piece, so it will be prescribed that you begin with a short introduction on the topic. It's meant to be precise. You have to keep it short. Okay, and then you need to explain the current situation, the problems. Okay, if you're talking about trees and how you need to plant trees, okay, or a deforestation or problems in the villages, any topic. Okay, so you can talk about the current situation and relate it. Okay, and how we can use various techniques for the betterment in the situation and how it can be done. So those things can be added in your speech. Now, also you have to include advantages, disadvantages, or depending on the topic, what it is. Then you have to follow a particular sequence. Okay, just don't mix up the lines up and down and then write abruptly. You have to write it in a particular order. And then you have to strictly follow the prescribed word limit. Okay, do not just go on writing because it's your favorite topic and you can write a lot of things or a lot of things about it. So just don't go on writing. You have to keep your speech in a limited word limit. Okay, so you cannot just write a very lengthy one, but write a short one which will convey the message. And the most important thing is always begin with the strongest point. So some things you have in your mind once you read the topic, so begin with the strongest point and you can accommodate the weaker one somewhere in between or towards the end so as to attract the attention of your listeners, okay, or the audience. And then again, you can give some personal opinions, okay, relevant to the topic. Again, here, not too many of your opinions, just one or two lines is just enough, okay. So as I said, do not deviate from the topic. And towards the end, that is the solution or the concluding paragraph, you have to remember that whatever you just spoke, okay, so you just minimize it into a few lines here and there. Okay, so a few solutions you can give upon the, if it is a particular problem that you've spoken about, then you give few solutions to those problems. Also, you can use some quotes over here, okay, to motivate the people and to ask them to take actions against the problem that you've spoken about. So again, you have to conclude your speech and then thank the audience for their cooperation, their patience. And so we have to conclude whatever you have started. So never leave a speech with an open-ended question, like, with a question mark in the mind of the listeners or the audience. Okay, so see that you end your speech well. You don't end it abruptly. So here is a sample speech to you given here. The question itself, states what is the speech to be given on the topic. So your school is celebrating the Teachers' Day. Write a welcome speech for Teachers' Day function. Thank the teacher and acknowledge their efforts in 120 to 150 words. So they've given you what kind of speech they are expecting from you to write. So here, because they have not given a name, so don't need to write the name. Just write the title first. Then you greet the audience, and then you say the opening line, like, I welcome you all on the occasion of Teachers' Day. And then you start with the strong points throughout the first paragraph. And then you conclude, and then you say a closing note, that is thank you. Okay, so this is the sample speech. Next is expansion of an idea. What is expansion of an idea? It is an elaborate, you have to elaborate a particular idea, okay, which will be given to you in one sentence, okay, and you have to elaborate, you have to explain this idea in a paragraph. So paragraph is necessarily a series of connected sentences, like you use a lot of sentences and you connect them, which can help you to develop your topic. Okay, so the idea which they have given, the sentences will help you to develop the explanation of the idea, okay, the topic. So Ideally, expansion of an idea is written in three parts. That is introductory paragraph, then you have the core content, and then you have the concluding paragraph. Okay. So how do you do it? Introduction paragraph. Okay. The introductory paragraph is associated with the topic sentence. So if they will either give you a phrase, or they will give you a saying, or they will give you a statement. So you begin with the topic sentence, and then you symbolize the idea, okay, to be clearly understood. Like they will give a particular thought. Honesty is the best policy. So you have to expand the idea. So you have to understand the symbolism in the idea. What is the statement trying to tell us? Okay, and then you will explain the literal meaning of the statement, or the symbolic meaning, or metaphorical meaning. Okay, what is the symbol behind those words which is given to you? What does it symbolize? Okay, what does it relate to in our real life? So you have to use those kind of sentences and explain the idea. And you should focus on the words and expression of thought, okay, which is put behind the hidden meaning of the idea which is given to you. Okay, so an idea is given. Honesty is the best policy. So what is the hidden meaning behind this thought? You have to write. In short, the given idea needs to be well evaluated and interpreted. So you should make the reader understand that you have understood yourself the topic. Okay, you yourself have understood the topic, and in your words, you have to explain that to the reader. Okay. So the core content is the next paragraph. So here what you will do is you will remember the following points. That is, explore the perspectives. So from your point of view, how can it be understood? Or what are the other ways of understanding that particular thought? So you can also give your experiences. You can give your personal experiences. Then for most important thing is there should be unity and clarity of thoughts. So whatever you're writing, whatever your thoughts are, they should not be just vague sentences. It should be very clear and understandable to the reader. So you have to use logical link between two distinct points. So if you're making two different statements, there should be a link between them. Okay. And also understand that more important ideas should be given more space in your expansion of idea, and less important idea should be given less space. So whatever important explanation you have, give it more space in your paragraph. Okay, and whatever less things are important, you just write it in one or two sentences. Also, do not put too many explanations or too many sentences there. Just in short, you have to explain. Okay, so you have to demonstrate your language skills in this particular part of the expansion of idea. And towards the end, that is conclusion, what you do is you sum up with the strong and relevant point. Do not repeat the same explanation in the conclusion. Conclusion, you just, give in a few words the explanation of what you have said. And you can either use proverbs which are similar to the ones which is used. Like, for example, if you have got the proverb for expansion of idea, reap as you sow, then what can be the similar one? If you know some of them, you can use. So tit for tat, you can use, and you can show the reader that, yes, I have understood the idea which was given to you as your question. Okay. So here there is one sample expansion of idea, like the sentence which is given here, the statement, love thy neighbor as thyself. So what do you understand by this? You have to expand the idea behind this statement. So what do you do is you begin your expansion of idea by saying that we should love others as we love ourselves. So in just one line, you tell them that, yes, this is what I interpret from the given idea. Then what do you do is you elaborate it by saying that, we should find pleasure, you should find happiness from others or their deeds. And you should love means here what? It means to, like, when you love somebody, you just overlook their faults. Like, you love yourself, right? So when you do something wrong, do you punish yourself? No, we don't. Okay, we just overlook. So same thing we can do with others around us. If we learn to love them, then we will definitely overlook the faults that they make and learn to forgive them for whatever they do. Okay. So the explanation can be in the next paragraph here, and in such a manner that we should love human beings because all of them are images of God. Or when you love others, you bring joy, you bring goodness, you bring pleasure into this surrounding. You also ensure there's peace and harmony, because if we love each other, then nobody's going to fight with each other or going to be in violence with each other. Okay, everybody will be in harmony, in peace. And then later on, we can say that when you love someone, you protect them from harm. You do not fight with them, or you just fight for their rights and you work against injustice. And in the last paragraph, you conclude by saying that if you love your neighbor, then this world will be a greater place to live in, because we will be spreading patience, tolerance, understanding, etc. These qualities. And when we love each other, we can, be happy with others' achievements as well. And we will be then able to achieve harmony and peace, which will sustain the universe. So in this way, you conclude the paragraph, but and also you do not repeat what you have said earlier. Okay. So the next writing skill is interview, but that we will do it in the next video. Until then, please do revise these writing skills and practice them as it's given in your textbook after the lesson. Okay. So take care and have a nice day.